All right, Emily, I think our analogy works with the wet, wacky weather Wednesday.
Wild, yes. Absolutely.
All right, in Jefferson County, the 2020 Ohio primary election will be conducted by mail only, and there is no option to go in person at the polling location. Now, if you have not already voted, an application for a ballot must be done either online at voteohio.gov. You can also call your county's board of elections to have one sent to you by mail. That application must be sent via mail to your county's board of elections. They will then send you a ballot by mail to complete. As this is a primary election, a political party must be selected on your application in order to receive a ballot.
I think if this had not been extended in this way, people would have actually lost their right to vote, because this, as the coronavirus was quickly unfolding here in Ohio, we were past the deadlines that you could get a ballot at home, and we were past the deadline that you could vote in our office. So I think overall, I think that you're going to see an increase in the voter turnout.
If you are not sure you filled out your application correctly, include your phone number at the bottom, as the board is now permitted to call you. The deadline to vote is April 28th. Some good news in Jefferson County. All employees at Trinity Tony Terramana Cancer Center in Steubenville have tested negative for COVID-19. According to spokesperson Larry Levishak, with the results of these tests, the cancer center is scheduled to reopen at the end of the week. If you remember, 3 staff members tested positive for the virus, and the center was then closed until all the tests were completed. For more, check out our website, WTRF.com. In Ohio County now, Right at Home Healthcare in Wheeling continues to serve the elderly community. But due to COVID-19, there are limitations to their care. Since the outbreak of the virus, their caregivers have had to use personal protective gear and routinely take their patients and their own temperatures. They are also screened daily with COVID questions, but their clients are scared because they are more vulnerable. In fact, some have canceled their services altogether, so they're offering a new and free phone call service.
They've lost that social aspect of their lives. That's something that we can at least call and say hi. Hello, how you doing? What's going on? Is everything okay? How's your puppy today? Just kind of make that connection so they're not so alone.
The service is available whether you are a client or not, and it is free. They simply want to remind the elderly population that they're not alone and to give them an opportunity to make a friend. With spring finally here and with so many restrictions during the pandemic, some gardeners are wondering whether their pastime is safe. OSU Extension Specialist Dan Lima says person-to-person spread is the problem, soil-to-person not so much. He says community gardeners would need to keep a 6-foot distance from each other if they were working together, but having contact with the soil, seeds, and plants is not a danger.
As far as it being viable in the soil, there's no evidence of that at all. So if you are gardening by yourself, you're maintaining that 6-foot rule that the governor wants. The coronavirus is not viable in the soil. It is safe to go outside by yourself and work in the garden. There's no evidence that says that the coronavirus is going to be soil-borne at all.
He says it's still chilly, so this is a good time for lettuce, broccoli, cabbage, radishes, and onions, but he recommends to hold off on tomatoes and peppers until Memorial Day. Now I'm a little hungry. And we want to share a remarkable story with you this morning. A team of Wetzel County school employees deliver food to students and their families every Monday. But this week, they probably saved a life. Bus driver Jeremy Shepard noticed smoke hovering above some rooftops in Paden City. So he turned the bus around, and he and his crew discovered a sleeping woman inside the burning house.
And when we pulled up onto Broadway Street, we did indeed see the fire at the house. Jeremy got the fire extinguisher. We went over. By the time we got to the apartment, Tiffany had awakened the young lady that lived there. So I ran to knock on the door. The girl was asleep, so we were able to knock loud enough to wake her and exit her out of the house. We don't want to take any credit because anybody would have done the exact same thing that we did in this situation.
Area by the front door was on fire, and it was melting the siding and going underneath the siding, burning the wood of the house, and it was going up into the ceiling and the roof. I was fortunate enough we got there in enough time to put it out with a single fire extinguisher.
The house was a garage apartment just behind Route 2. They had the fire out within 10 minutes. They insist that anyone would have done the same thing in their situation.